excellent.
One more.
Okay, great, excellent. In the meantime, these next flowers are very colorful, very, very pretty. This is the Chippendale Daisy Zinnia.
Yeah.
At first I looked down and I was like, she's bringing us Chippendales.
Well, you know, I debuted these with Rick Domeyer.
Philip comes in.
Yeah, so Rick did his Chippendales routine, now it's Philip's turn. And listen,
He can step aside.
do not twist Philip's arm even a smidge to do a Chippendales routine.
Thank
'cause
you
he
very
will.
much. You gotta have a side job.
So I'm not sure why these are called Chippendale, but you know.
Well, they're real flashy.
They are flashy, that's true.
They are that. But I love the colors, though.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you know
Yes,
how I work
dear.
on these gardens up in
Yes.
Connecticut? Well, I'm putting in cutting gardens. And the #1 flower for a cutting garden in an annual is the zinnia.
Yeah.
And nobody will have this. It's so lively, and I love these.
Thank
#1
you.
cutting flower.
That's
Thank you.
great to know. Yeah, this is actually, you get 5 of these. First of all, they're annuals, but you get 5 of these for $23.98. That's a great price too.
Well, these are great in the ground or a container, like all of my plants. These are also super pollinator attracting, and this particular variety, the Chippendale Daisy Zinnia mix, is going to pop out in all kinds of different varieties of red, yellow, and orange. So you get that sort of southwest, kind of like a marigold type of a color.
Yeah.
But everybody's plants collection of 5 is going to be different because you kind of never know what they're going to do until you plant them and they start blooming. Some might stay a solid color.
Yeah.
Some will be a mix of red and yellow, maybe red around the border, yellow in the middle, or the opposite of that. So it's really fun to see how your Chippendale Daisy set will turn out.
Yeah.
But they are great cut flowers. Cutting gardens, as Philip alluded to, that's a huge trend right now.
Yeah,
A lot
being
of people.
able to, instead of buying flowers, you go out and cut your own.
So you plant things on purpose that keep blooming, nonstop
see.
bloomers, so that you can cut them and bring them in and put them in vases. And
Got it.
these are absolutely perfect. They stay a long time in a vase. The stems are sturdy. And of course, while they're out in the garden, the pollinators absolutely love them. So these are going to get to be about 12 to 24 inches high and then about 8 to 12 inches wide. And they are going to give you blooms summer through fall. I love that they continue blooming in the fall, Mary Beth, because these are kind of great colors for fall as well.
They are. They're perfect for fall. Now, do the deer like this?
A little bit. So this is not something that is particularly fragrant or textured.
Yeah.
So, but they're not a deer favorite. Now, some
Got it.
deer, listen.
They're like
some
Brussels
deer, depending
sprouts.
on how, some deer like Brussels sprouts.
Exactly.
Depending on how hungry they are,
Yeah.
they'll eat pretty much anything. Here's how,
Okay.
you know, again, the best ways to deter deer are to get some Irish Spring soap. I bought a couple of bars at the drugstore the other day, and you shave them with a pocket knife. Don't
Okay.
put a whole bar of soap on the ground, but shave shavings around. They hate the
Okay.
smell of that, and that particular soap doesn't have the additives that will hurt your plants. That's a
Interesting.
big question. So when it rains, don't worry that you
Wow.
have that
Yeah.
soap on the ground.
Right.
Also, if that doesn't work, you can always get the deer repellent spray, but
Yeah.
then that smells
It
really
smells
gross.
bad. Mark
So-
does that all the time, and I
Yeah.
can always tell when he's sprayed. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, so
get to the shower
So,
quickly.
but I think that, you know, these are going to come to you in this size.
Okay,
So,
and you get 5 of those.
Yeah, and you get 5 of these, and they may all look yellow at first, but they will change as they grow into these variations of red, yellow, and orange.
Right.
And again, you're going to get a big baby. We're not going to send you a teeny tiny thing that's going to have mold on it and die when you plant it. So this is going to be ready to go. These also love the sun, so you want to put these in a sunny area. They, again, do great in a pot, so I would get maybe one of Philip Watson's whiskey barrels, or and that's like maybe a 12 to 14 inch pot would be great for each one of these. We'll fill it up.
Several of our pots on QVC.com are on sale right now.
And I think
they're
my
nice,
animal pots
big
are
ones.
top rated.
Are they?
Or close to it. I mean, I know that
Probably.
varies day to day, but the last time I checked, the little pots with the little trios of squirrels and birds.
Right.
So thank you for that.
So
but
cute.
That would be another great pot to plant these in.
Yeah.
But again, full sun for these. Pollinators love them. I like planting these with something blue. Like we have some blue plants in the show, but like a lavender.
Well, the salvia.
The
Would it go with
salvia
the salvia
that I've coming up would be absolutely perfect with this, and that's also an annual. Also, this is a compact variety, so that means with some zinnias get really tall and top heavy.
Right.
These will not. You don't have to stake these, and again, just super very carefree. All you need to do is give them the fertilizer they need.
Yeah.
Again, with Bounty, it's every 2 weeks. With Philip Watson's fertilizer, it's time release. So that means once a season.
Okay, and also there was a certain time we're supposed to fertilize them. Is it you wait like after you plant
Well,
it,
first of all,
a couple weeks?
Couple rules on fertilizing.
Please.
So if you have a bare root plant that has nothing growing on it yet,
yes,
you want to wait until you see some live active growth, green stuff coming out, leaves.
Right.
When you have a baby plant like this that's shipping to you, you want to wait a few days after you plant it before you put any fertilizer on it, maybe even a week.
Okay.
You don't. I think people make the mistake of piling fertilizer on as soon as it hits the ground. Remember, it goes through a little shock period.
Yeah.
In the truck,
right,
and then another little shock period when you first plant it.
Yeah.
So let it settle down at least for a few days before you then add the fertilizer. But definitely after that, you want to add it every couple weeks.
Wow. Hey, these are colorful. If you're wanting to add color, this is one of the ways to do it. You're getting 5 plants for less than $24. I mean, that's an amazing value for you to be able to get. Now, these are annuals, so they're going to put all their energy into looking great this summer, and that's the way to do it. And you get, I mean, it's like the sunset. You know?
And you'll have your customized set because everybody's will turn out different,
just
which I love.
Different. So
Yay.
fun.
Thank you.
Okay, Carolyn, you'll be back in just a little
Yes,
while.
ma'am.
In the meantime, though, she's coming back with these oregano ground cover live plants. And this is actually